Hello, welcome to Save Federal Taxes Legally. I'm redoing this because so many people asked for a recording of this, so I'm going to redo this whole thing. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a pen and paper and your cell phone so you can take some pictures, because what I'm going to teach you in the next half hour is going to save you thousands of dollars. So we're going to start off with 3 questions. I'm going to talk about my story, and then also 4 of my clients who are saving money. So let's get into this. Now think of this. Say yes or no if you want to save a legacy for your family, generation after generation after generation. I just got a brand new grandniece. Athena came into the world on Friday. So she's going to be part of my legacy. Question number 2. Do you want to save federal taxes year after year, generation after generation? Some people might have a question about this because they're like, what's Sally going to be telling me? She might be lying. And then question number 3, have you heard of any of these families? The Rockefellers, the Kennedys, the DuPonts, and the Carnegies. Just a few said yes or no. The reason I bring up these 4 families, they are the Barron families who made sure that the Spendthrift Trust is in the IRS Tax Code. What we're going to learn about today is a Spendthrift Trust that's going to save you taxes in 2 very important ways. There's going to be the business trust for 1099 income earners, and then there's going to be the beneficial trust for any investor. I don't care what kind of investing you're doing, but you're going to stop paying short-term and long-term capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rental income, and royalties. Now, the Spendthrift Trust is legal, patented, in the IRS Tax Code 643B, like Bravo. This is in the tax code. It's legal as legal can be. And the 4 families, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Kennedys, and the Carnegies, all have this trust. Now, I'm going to show you an actual slide of one of my customers. This is an actual pizzeria here in the Charlotte area. My friend and I went door knocking because I'm a real estate investor. I was teaching her how to door knock. We stopped by to have a late lunch, and we probably sat there for 3 hours talking. Roberto listened to us as we were sitting there talking. It was a slow afternoon. As we were getting up to leave, he said, "Excuse me, can I have your business card?" A week later, I met his wife and he in the pizzeria, and we knew the 2 pizzerias they have, they're making about $15,000 a month in 1099 income, which is about $180,000 a year, and they're filed jointly, and their tax rate is 22%. With the business trust, I can legally say you're going to save at least 70% on your federal taxes year after year, generation after generation. So Roberto knows that his taxes for 2022 were $30,215 times by 70%. He's going to be saving about $21,150.60 every year. Now, majority of my clients are saving between 90% to 95%. I personally saved 92% of my federal taxes in 2022 taxes. So again, I tell people 70% to give them the baseline, and anything above it, as Roberto says, is icing on the cake. So it's icing on the cake. What he and his wife plan to do in 2024 with their $21,000 in savings is open a 3rd pizzeria, and in 2025, open a 4th pizzeria. They plan to work up until when they're both 63 years old. That's going to be 2033. And at that time, they're going to leave 2 pizzerias to one child and 2 pizzerias to another child. They won't pay any inheritance tax, and the children will also stop paying federal taxes. It's an amazing thing, this trust. So few people know about it. This is what the rich families do know about. So think about this. What would the saving 5 figures every single year do to change your life? You could use this money for anything. You could pay off your mortgage. You could get a new car. You could pay off your child's student loans. You can open up 2 more pizzerias. Most people do not like to talk about death and taxes. It's a taboo subject. It also is very complicated. There are 7 different layers of taxes, from 10% to 37%, 7 different layers, and 4 ways for you to file your taxes. And most people are completely unaware of this. The reality is, in the United States, 97% of all trusts sold each year are what my mom and dad had and what Susie Orman talks about on television. That's a family trust, and it is designed to avoid going through probate when someone dies. It's okay, but it does nothing else. This is not your mom and dad's trust. This trust is legal, it's patented, it's in the IRS Tax Code 643B, like Bravo. The 3 ways it's going to save you money is number 1, federal taxes, year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, it's going to keep your information 100% private. People, there's a false rumor out there that when you have an LLC, your information is private. I can write a Freedom of Information letter to the Secretary of State or to the Corporation Commission and say, tell me about XYZ LLC, and they will give me all the paperwork that you filed in an envelope. It's not private, and that's statutory law. With this trust, it is 100% private. They won't know what you're doing or how you're doing it. And then the third thing it's going to save you money, probably the most important way, I can't stop you from being sued, but you will pay no judgments if you are sued. The old adage from Nelson Rockefeller, the person owns nothing, it's all in the trust. Now, this trust, most people don't realize the current tax code only came into effect in February of 1913. And it was supposed to be temporary 6-year tax code because the federal government was broke and we were going into World War I. The trust, the Spendthrift Trust, comes from England way back when King Henry VIII got in trouble for chopping off his wives' heads. He decided, hey, after I murder a few ladies, let me start the Church of England so I can start divorcing them. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and then they went further back into history to the Magna Carta. I am dyslexic. I don't give numbers. You can Google all this. This is a known fact. The trust is contract law from England, and it has come to the United States while we were still a colony. The law firm I work on behalf of that has the patent on this trust, the patent's 71 years old. It's called the Benson Financial Trust. The law firm has inherited a trust that is turning 350 years old in 2023. This is as legal can be. The trust has been in front of the U.S. Supreme Court twice. Both times, the Supreme Court has favored with the trust. There is a textbook. I'm not suggesting you get this, but if your financial advisor or your CPA says, hey, I've never heard of this, only 4% of all attorneys are trust attorneys. A textbook they study in law school is called Scott and Asher, 5th edition on trusts, and there's a chapter dedicated to the Spendthrift Trust. Now, what would it be like if you were saving federal taxes year after year, generation after generation? How would it change your life? Now, I'm not trying to crow, but my story, I found out about this trust. I found out about this trust 3 years ago, September of 2020. At that time, my story, back in October 2018, my oldest nephew got married in Charlotte. My mom and dad drove from Goodyear, Arizona to the Charlotte area for the wedding. Along the way, my mom got dehydrated and she got septic of the blood. She was on the ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months. She got better, she came home. I was working full-time as a Medicare broker. The wedding was October 28th, 2018. I worked until 8 o'clock that night, did a red eye to Charlotte for the wedding. Gregory's younger brother, Aiden, picked me up from the airport. We went to IHOP, and then we went to go see my mom in the hospital. We walked in, my mom was getting lacerates from the priest. It shocked me. Flew home the next day after the wedding. Fantastic wedding, by the way. Great. By the way, that my new niece is Gregory's second daughter. So this whole story comes in a circle. Flow back home. I'm living in Phoenix. My parents are in Goodyear, about 15 miles away from me. I was going out to their house. The parents stayed in the Charlotte area for 9 months. They had it planned only to be gone for 2 weeks. I was going out to the house, doing their mail 3 times a week and sending it to my dad. First week of December, there was a letter, 27 pages thick, from the Centers of Medicare, CMS, my mom's Medicare statement. When I opened it up in big bold letters, it said her 1 month in the hospital was $172,000. Thank God my dad was a retired military officer. He served 27 years. They had TRICARE for life. She was getting the best care possible. I'm standing in my kitchen, in my parents' kitchen, and I know I have a mortgage, I have student loans, I have credit card payments, my brand new 3-week-old car. I went through green light, second car on Indian School Road, 7:45 in the morning. A guy who was drunk and high and had no insurance ran the light T-boned my car on the passenger side. I wasn't injured, but I had 2 car payments. I was living paycheck to paycheck. Right there in my parents' kitchen, I called my friend Glenn. I had been to a real estate meeting back in August, and I said, hey, I got to wait until open enrollment, October 7th. I might have that wrong. October 7th to December 5th, open enrollment for Medicare. I'm going to be busy. Call Glenn. Glenn says, hey, Sally, next Saturday, we're having a Christmas potluck. Bring something, bring a dish and a $5 gift. I got a nice $5 lavender candle. I did not realize 97% of all people in real estate are men. They don't want a lavender candle. So I started this trust back to September of 2020. Since that time, I have done 29 real estate deals. I have 12 notes that pay me monthly for the mortgage. I have 3 online businesses, and I'm not trying to crow, but what I have saved in 1099 income and my crypto bot and my businesses is over $177,000. Yay, Sally. Now, to give you the full story, whoops, come on, let's go down. This is just the deal I did on Friday. It was an upset bid that I paid $272,580 for. I wholesaled it for $310,000. I made in profit $37,420. My tax rate is 24%. That 10% to 35%, all the different tax rates. You will ask me how I know. When I did my 2019 taxes in 2020, April 15th, 2020, I am embarrassed to say I had to get on a payment plan with the IRS. I was wholesaling bank-owned properties all over the country, doing quite well and working full-time. I had to get on a payment plan and pay them monthly, and so I knew my tax rate was 24%. That was the worst time for me. I had to figure out what to do. So this is just my most recent 29th thing. This is what started it all. In July of 2020, I took down the deal of the week. It was a bank-owned reverse mortgage house in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. The woman had passed away. It was a 4-bedroom, 1-bath house. I got the contract for $20,000. It was going to go to auction for $50,000, and that $30,000 spread was going to be my profit. Yay, Sally. With 24% tax rate, I knew I was going to have to pay $7,180 on that spread. Remember the date, July 2020. I had to wait 13 months up until August 28th of 2021 when it finally went to auction. I bought it in my LLC when I started back in July, and then when I sold it in August. In September, I did 2 bill of sales. 1 bill of sale from my LLC to me, 2nd bill of sale from me to the trust. I went to the bank, I did $10 consideration and got them notarized, scanned them, sent them to the attorney in Raleigh. I'm living in Phoenix. The attorney the next day said, I need the first page of your trust. When it finally went to auction on August 28th, it went up to $64,326. I made $44,326 on that one transaction and saved in short-term capital gains $10,368.24. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be typical. You know, I do a lot of real estate. I have people who invest with me. I do quite well with this. But again, this trust is saving me so much money. Another thing I want to talk about. One of the biggest places I have JV agreement with business brokers. Most people are unaware that when you sell any business in the United States, it could be an HVAC company, it could be a car wash, it could be a restaurant, it could be an Amazon store. When you sell a business in the United States, it's going to be whatever you paid for it, and then whatever you sell for it, and whatever in between, you're going to pay long-term capital gains, either 15% or 20%. This next client is kind of an interesting client. His son saw my video on TikTok. This was back in December of 2022. He saw the video. He knew his mom and dad were selling a 42-year-old family restaurant in Kentucky and moving to Florida to be near their daughter and their 3 grandchildren. I talked to the son. I said, I need to get your dad on Zoom so we can have a conversation. Jim, the owner of the restaurant, never had been on Zoom. We got him on. We knew he was selling it $3 million. Jim and his 2 brothers built the restaurant 42 years ago. I literally built it. They were selling everything in it as is. When I explained to him that 15%, April 15th of 2024 would be $460,000, Or if they're at 20%, I'm not the CPA, I'm just giving them the facts, that would be $600,000. He's just like, where do I sign up? He started the trust in March, filled out the paperwork, got the EIN number, employee identification number, and then opened up a bank account. He did not pay for the trust until he got paid for the restaurant. We did have to talk to his business broker. His business broker's name is Sam. Sam's like, I've never heard of this trust. Tell me more about this. I explained to him what was going on, and he goes, the gentleman who's buying the restaurant is going to be his 7th restaurant. He's making 1099 income everywhere. Can I tell him about the business trust? I'm like, go ahead, please. He's a client of mine. Sam made $600. Sam went back to all his database and is talking to all his other people and also new people. He has brought me at least 7 more clients. It's an amazing thing. On March 30th, I got a phone call, unlisted phone. It just came in saying it was from Kentucky. I normally don't listen to pick up phones that I don't know. It was his wife, Mary Ann, crying happy tears. She knew about the trust. She didn't realize how much money they were going to save. She was going to allow their children to bring their cell phones to the table. They never were allowed to do that before. And then she also wants to contact David of my lottery dream home to find them a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo within 5 miles of their daughter in Florida. She's going to give them $460,000 to $600,000 because that's what they're saving for this condo. It's a great story. I have to say, I love my job. I have an amazing job. People are happy to talk to me. They don't want to come on camera on my Zoom to talk about it, but they're here to help. Now, this next story, this is another referral. I get most of my business by referral. I also do quite well with TikTok, which surprises people. I guess I'm popular on TikTok. This next story, my friend sees, we're in a mastermind together. He's friends with Michael, and Michael's true story, he had gone to his CPA 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row, he told his CPA, I'm paying too much in interest income. He's doing seller financing on homes in Texas, where he gets a house, someone pays him, I'm making these numbers up, pays him $5,000 and then pays him every month to have the house, and then they can get the house back. So this is his true numbers. Back in 2021, he had paid $135,000 in interest income. 3 years in a row, he went to a CPA, and the only thing the CPA could say to him is, you're buying too many houses, slow down. Who tells you that? You want to build an empire. So Michael was working as an IT professional full-time and part-time at the tractor store. He had, at the time when we talked in August of 2022, his son was 12 years old, his daughter's 9 years old, and his wife never got to see him. He quit his tractor store job in August. He was home now. And then he quit being an IT professional in November. We were able to save him 4 months of taxes in 2022. And now in 2023, he has 98 homes, seller financing homes, and he's getting into commercial real estate. They also have started a charity. His wife, Jennifer, or Jen, she was 6 years old when she came from Vietnam. She's a Vietnam boat person. They're helping other immigrants coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area who have nothing to start out with. What my clients are doing with the money they're saving is just amazing work. It's up to them what they want to do with this, but they all are giving back. I personally give $100 to St. Mary's Food Bank for every trust I sell in my mom's name. She grew up food insecure in Ireland. Now, I want to invite you to a free 30-minute tax breakthrough session. I'm showing you clients who are saving thousands of dollars. I want to see if I can help you save, either with the business trust, the 1099 income earners, or the beneficial trust for investors. When we come to the meeting, I'm going to ask you if you can tell me what your tax bracket is or how much money you made in 2022. We can figure that out, and then figure out what you're doing. Now, the one major thing, time and money. If you don't do this, you're going to continue paying taxes. I'm not saying you're going to save $177,000 in 3 years. That's just my case. I know with Jim and Marianne how much they saved selling their restaurant. There's so much money you could be saving here. This next story is kind of a sad story. It turned out to be good, but this next story is somebody who was in my real estate group. He knew about I was doing a mastermind every Thursday night, 6 o'clock. He had been in on 3 of my meetings. He knew about the capital gains. On Super Bowl Sunday, he went to the house for the 4th time. Super Bowl Sunday, 2021, he didn't watch Tom Brady win his 7th Super Bowl. That was sad. But he found the daughter about to go back to Los Angeles. Her car was an old Honda Accord that didn't have air conditioning, so she was waiting until it got dark. That's why the picture's at sunset. They were able to stop the auction March 2nd, 2021, get the daughter, pay off her dad's 2000 vehicle and get her some money. He was able to make $50,000 on profit on this house. Unfortunately, when he wholesaled the house, he decided not to get the trust. He had to pay down credit cards and other things. When he did his taxes in 2022 for 2021, he had got on a payment plan of $960 a month with the federal government for his capital gains. He was driving Uber 6 nights a week. And in September of 2022, his wife fell and broke her hip. He couldn't go out Ubering until one of his grown children could come and stay with her because she was bedridden. He's now a client of mine and he's saving thousands of dollars. Now, I am committed to working with business owners, 1099 income earners, and investors to save as much money in federal taxes as they can. I did the research to find out how I could save money, and I want to pass it on to other people. Yes, I make commission. I'm not sad about that, but there is a real estate guru out there who also can sell this trust on behalf of a law firm. Just going to use initials, GC. He sells this trust for almost 3 times the amount I sell the trust for, and he only sells it to people who pay him $100,000 a year to be in his mastermind. That's just not fair. So again, I'm going to invite you to a 30-minute tax breakthrough session so we can see how much money you could be saving year after year. My big promise to you when you come to the meeting, I'm going to give you 2 pages of case law that shows how this trust is legal in the United States, so you can give it to your CPA, your financial advisor, or anybody else. I will also give you a copy of Garrett Gunderson's book. It used to be called What the Rockefellers Do. He had to change the title. It's now called What the Billionaires Do. And then if you start working with us, you will have an entire team to help you transition from your LLC, S Corp, or C Corp, or from your being an individual to the trust. We're there to answer questions and to help with you. My call to action is to sign up for a tax breakthrough session. Let me show the next screen so you can see this. Also, I do have an affiliate. I also have an affiliate link because you know people I do not know. If you sign up to being my affiliate, you will be able to get went too far. Affiliate, you will be paid $600 when I get paid. Again, so a lot of my clients start the trust and don't get paid until they sell the house or sell the restaurant, and then I get paid like on the 2nd. I will send you $600 by Zelle, by PayPal, by Cash App, or check in the mail. Please set up the meeting. It's www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. And to set up an affiliate, it's www.thetrustisyou.affiliate. My name is Sally Gimmon. I don't think I introduced myself earlier. I'm so sorry. That was incorrect for me. The website is thetrustisyou.com. If you want to start saving federal taxes, keep your information 100% private, and not worry about paying any judgments when you are sued, you need to know about the Spendthrift Trust. The business trust is for 1099 income earners. You can save at least 70% every single year on your taxes, year after year. The beneficial trust is for investors. You will stop paying year after year, generation after generation, short-term and long-term capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rental income, and royalties. Thank you for watching me here. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.